In this video, we will explore the Geekbench 5 benchmarking software. Geekbench 5 is a cross-platform benchmark that measures your system performance with the press of a button. How will your mobile device or desktop computer perform when push comes to crunch? How will it compare to the newest devices in the market? Geekbench 5 Compute, CPU benchmark, and Compute benchmark. So basically, what is the difference between these two? In CPU benchmark, Geekbench 5 measures your processor's single core and multi-core power for everything from checking your email to taking a picture to playing music or all of it at once. Geekbench 5 CPU benchmark measures performance in new application areas, including augmented reality and machine learning. So you will know how close your system is to the cutting edge. Compute benchmark tests your system's potential for gaming, image processing, or video editing with the compute benchmark. Test your GPU's power with support for the OpenCL, CUDA, and Metal APIs. New to Geekbench 5 is support for Vulkan, the next generation cross-platform graphics and compute API. Now let's look into the results. This is the result of a CPU benchmark. CPU benchmark measures single core performance and multi-core performance. In single core performance, the first one is AES XTS. AES XTS encryption IP core implements hardware encryption decryption for sector-based storage data. It uses the AES block cipher in compliance with the NIST Advanced Encryption Standard as a subroutine. The core processes 128 bits per cycle and is programmable for 128 and 256 bit key length. Next one is text compression. Text compression algorithm aim at statistical reductions in the volume of data. One commonly used compression algorithm is Huffman coding, and the other one is LZMA. LZMA used to compress and decompress an HTML ebook. LZMA is lossless compression algorithm. The execution speed of text compression is measured in 2.73 megabyte per second. 1 megabyte per second equal to the 8 into megabit per second. Compression speed is measured on the basis of that how quickly we can make data smaller, measured in MB per second of input data consumed. The next one is image compression. Image compression has become a topic of increasing importance as image processing systems and applications come of age. Continuing cost improvements in computing power, storage, and communications are making more and more such systems practical, with compression almost always included in order to achieve cost-effective solutions. Image compression compresses and decompresses a photograph using the JPEG-LUSI image algorithm and decompress a CSS sprite using PNG lossless image compression algorithm. The execution speed of image compression is 26.8 megapixels per second. The compression is measured by reducing an image file size so that it takes up less space. Next one is PDF rendering. In order to display the contents of a PDF file, it first needs to be rendered into an image, that is display format. PDF is a standard file format used to present and exchange documents independent of software and hardware. PDF files are used in numerous ways, from government documents and forms to ebooks. The execution speed of PDF rendering is 28.4 megapixels per second. The next one is machine learning. Machine learning is predominantly an area of artificial intelligence which has been a key component of digitalization solutions that has caught major attention in the digital arena. Machine learning is an interface workload that executes a convolutional neural network to perform an image classification task. The execution speed of machine learning is 15.3 images per second. Now let's look into the results of a compute benchmark. OpenCL performance. The first one is of Sobel. Sobel performs a 2D spatial gradient operation on an image to enhance the edges. Sobel converts an RGB image to grayscale and computes the Sobel operator for grayscale image. The operator uses two integer convolutions, horizontal edge and vertical edge. The execution speed of Sobel is 139.6 megapixels per second. Next one is phase detection. The phase detection process starts by first converting the captured image into a binary image by performing a skin color extraction using the GMM model, with ones representing pixels of the image corresponding to skin color and zeros representing non-skin color pixels. Phase detection is an application is photography where camera applications use phase detection for autofocus. The execution speed of phase detection is 5.52 images per second. The next one is horizon detection. Detecting a horizon in an image is an important part of many images related applications such as detecting shifts on the horizon, flight control and port security. Basically, horizon detection searches for a horizon line in an image. If the horizon line is found, it rotates the image to make the horizon line level. The execution speed of horizon detection is 5.52 images per second. The next one is feature matching. So basically what is feature? Feature is a piece of information which is relevant for solving a computational task related to a certain application. Features may be specific structures in the image such as point, edges or object. Feature matching finds a match of key points between two images using ORB algorithm. The execution speed is 5.71 megapixels per second. The next one is stereo matching. Stereo matching constructs a depth map from a pair of images taken from the same scene. The execution speed of stereo matching is 88.5 megapixels per second. Now let's calculate the spec ratio and geometric mean. These are the results of two benchmark CPU and compute for the two computers. One is the reference one and the another one is our system. First calculate the aspect ratio for single core. Now calculate the single core ratio for all the benchmarks. Now calculate the geometric mean for the single core ratio. Now calculate the multi-core ratio. Multi-core ratio is the multi-core of the reference divided by multi-core of our computer system. Now calculate the geometric mean of the multi-core ratio. Now calculate the ratio for the compute benchmark. Now calculate the geometric mean for the compute benchmark.